That is a really tough act to follow. Excuse me. Madam Chair, members of the school committee, my name is Alex Rodriguez. Thank you for letting me speak tonight to offer my thoughts on the school budget that is currently under consideration. I come to you tonight as a parent of two boys who attend Hoover Elementary and have been blessed with spectacular teachers such as Gina Norton, Sarah Sandlin, Leanna Miranda, Casey Reynolds, Samantha Weld, and Catherine Clark, and they're led by an incredible principal in Mitzi Galante. These amazing educators have played an integral role in helping my wife and I mold our boys into the kind of young men we would like to see them become. Like many residents, though, I have several concerns about the approach this committee is taking towards how we are funding our schools. You all have gone to great lengths to prepare our community for a difficult conversation. But I think it is high time that our community have a difficult conversation with you. Everyone on this committee has articulated how they believe that our kids are entitled to a world-class education, and I agree with that sentiment. However, this budget does not reflect that at all. It is a budget that, as has been discussed, will result in an educational experience that is grossly unacceptable and fundamentally irresponsible to even entertain. Instead, this committee has settled on a budget that accounts for the greatest likelihood of passage for an override that, by your own admission, is still not fully funding our schools. Let me be crystal clear. Your job is not to worry about the city's budget. Your job is to tell us how much it costs to educate our kids, compose a budget for MPS that fully funds that effort, and advocate for it. The mayor, and only the mayor, is responsible for formulating the city budget with a city council that is supposed to be conducting aggressive oversight. These relationships that exist within our city government should be inherently adversarial. But judging by how this budget is being supported, it is clear that that is not the case. Although I am in favor of an override, it is inconceivable as to why we are using such a risky mechanism to fund our schools to such a degree. You as a school committee should work to ensure that as little school funding as possible is reliant on an override. You should push the mayor to underfund other parts of our city government drastically if need be, and turn around and fully fund those initiatives with an override in order to minimize the amount of dollars needed to fund the schools through the same process. Everyone in this room knows that would pass overwhelmingly. Some elected officials in Melrose have said that such an approach is, quote, bad policy, but somehow think that hoping for an override that may or may not pass that doesn't fully fund our schools is good policy. That absence of logic would be laughable if the consequences of going along with such a worldview weren't so dire. Look, you all are supposed to be leaders of this community. This is not leadership. This isn't it. And I implore you to stop this budget dead in its tracks and finalize a budget that fully funds our schools, that actually provides a world-class education. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, we have Melissa Wu.